seconds. Okay, to be mindful of time, I am going to get started. Everything that I am saying, I will also throw into the chat because I know that folks are going to be filtering in during when I'm talking and a little bit after as well. So welcome to the Chicago Scholars Virtual College Fair. Happy to have you here with 5 amazing institutions, true experts. They are going to be here to talk to you about their institution, and you're going to have the opportunity to learn from them, take down their contact information, pay special attention to the chats because hopefully we're going to be able to get that information in there too in case you don't you're not able to grab it from the screen. Few things that's really important. If you have a question during this 45-minute session, you need to use the Q&A button. Our panelists cannot hear or see you. So if you have a question, please use that Q&A button that's either at the top or bottom of your screen throughout this 45-minute session. You can ask a question to a specific institution or make it a blanket. Just make sure you specify that. Again, use that Q&A anytime. You can sign up for more sessions. There's another fair tomorrow, and a recording of this will be sent out to all of our panelists, anyone who signed up, and will be on our website at strivescan.com. I will put that link in the chat at the beginning here and again at the end. With that, we are going to kick it off with University of Missouri.
All right. Hello, scholars. Thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Maria Chukis, and I'm your Mizzou admissions representative, and I am based here in Chicago. So I'm your go-to person who's located right near you if you ever have any questions about Mizzou or the college admissions process. But today I just want to tell you a little bit more about the university so that you can get to know us a little bit better. So where are we located? We are located in Columbia, Missouri. We are right in the middle of the state between St. Louis and Kansas City. So from the Chicagoland area, it's about a 6-hour drive. If you wanted to fly in straight from O'Hare right into Columbia, Missouri, it's about a 45-minute flight, so not too shabby. We are the largest university in the state in terms of population. So we have over 30,000 students coming in from all 50 states, including what I like to jokingly call you all as the state of Chicago, because you all bring us so many great students, as well as over 120 countries represented on our campus. So there's a lot of people to meet while you're there. We're also a land grant and AAU institution, which basically means you have a lot of amazing resources and research opportunities at an affordable and accessible rate. So really getting your bang for your buck university. So how do you become a student? Our application process is pretty straightforward. There are 3 steps to follow. So you'd firstly apply, and that would be through the Common App or through our website. There is a $55 application fee. However, if you are utilizing us as one of your schools with Chicago Scholars, you all can work on that fee waiver. Then secondly, you'll send us your high school transcripts. And then third, if you are applying with your test scores, you would send us those test scores straight from the testing center. Or if you are applying test optional, you would submit those supporting documents. So when you submit those materials, what are we looking for? Firstly, we'll be looking to see what classes you took in high school. So these are the 17 core classes we'll be looking for, including 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 years of social studies, 3 years of science, 2 years of the same foreign language, and a fine art. So in total, 17 core classes we'll be looking at. If you are applying with your test score, these are the 2 sliding scales that we use to determine admissibility. So automatic admission to Mizzou, a 24 or above on the ACT, or an 1160 or above on the SAT with good grades in those core classes is automatic admission into Mizzou. If you land somewhere on this scale with your test score, then we'll use your class rank or your core GPA to determine your admissibility. For example, if your school gives you a class rank and tells you that you are student 7 out of 92, for example, that's what we'll use when we say you are at a ranking school. So let's say you had a 21 on the ACT. If you're in the top 38% of your graduating class, then that is still admissible to Mizzou. Or let's say you go to a non-ranking school where maybe you have a 1,000 on the AC or on the SAT. Then we'll look to see what your core GPA is based on those 17 core classes that I had just shown you. So if you had 1,000 on the SAT and had a 3.35 core GPA, you'd still be admissible to Mizzou. So that is pretty much how we go about making that decision. If you applied without a test score, then you would just submit some supporting documents like some short answer responses to let us know about you going through the admissions process. Now, in terms of majors, we have over 300 different degree programs here at Mizzou. Those are ranging everywhere from journalism, which is our most popular degree program, or most popular major on campus because we have the first school of journalism in the world. But then also things like business, engineering, nursing, psychology, and more. We also have over 600 clubs and organizations because you can definitely learn and get involved outside of the classroom. So anything from cultural organizations to faith-based or service-based or academic organizations and more we have. And if you don't see it on campus, you can start your own organization as well. We are also a Division I school. We compete in the SEC. So we have a lot of different sporting events for you to participate in and watch. And those are available to you at a discounted student rate as well. Now, we are really big on hands-on learning. We try to incorporate this across all of our majors through something called the Missouri method, which is just a way for you to get your feet wet within the majors that you're studying. So for example, you can see in that bottom right photo, some of our journalism students are at KOMU. That is our news affiliate. We are actually the only university in the country that owns and operates a commercial network affiliate that's run by students. So they get to be on air, behind the scenes, writing, producing, editing, and more. And yeah, they make mistakes, but they learn from those mistakes before they go out full-time into the real world, into those full-time jobs or internships as well. So we do that across all of our majors. Now, in terms of value, you'll see that there are numerous scholarship opportunities. We offer automatic scholarships, which means you're considered for them just by applying to the university. We have competitive scholarships, which have a December 1st deadline. And we also give out-of-state students the opportunity to get in-state tuition, saving about $17,000 per year by becoming a Missouri resident after their first year. And I'd love for you to see campus for yourself. So if you want to visit in person, you can schedule a visit on our website. We offer walking tours and presentations. And then we also have virtual visits if you ever wanted to experience campus from the comfort of your own space, whether that be a Q&A session, a one-on-one appointment with someone like myself, or doing your own campus tour that way too. And of course, we are always here to help. This is my personal contact information. So feel free to call, text, email, whatever works best for you. I'd be happy to help you out through this college admissions process. And thank you all for being here and participating and hopefully asking some really great questions. And I hope to see you all at Onsite, and go Tigers.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Michigan State University.
Good evening. Thank you all very much for joining us for tonight's program and taking some time out of your summer vacation to learn more about some great schools, a lot of M schools and a few other letters too. And our time is very short, obviously. We only have a few minutes for each school. So this is just kind of an introduction. I'll just go over some basics about Michigan State University, and hopefully this will pique your interest to ask more questions in the Q&A or reach out to myself or my colleague Sylvia. I'll share our contact information here at the end, but I'll just try to go over again the basics for those of you that aren't as familiar with Michigan State. We're talking about the where, who, what, how, those basic kind of questions you might have right off the top of your head. So where is Michigan State University located? We are in East Lansing, Michigan. It's actually right outside the state capital of Lansing. If you're driving from the Chicago area, it takes just about 3.5 to 4 hours. You can certainly fly too, but most of the Chicago folks are going to probably drive or take the Amtrak train. That's a really convenient option. Amtrak is right on the corner of our campus. And then we're about a 90-minute or so drive from Detroit, Michigan. So right in the heart of mid-Michigan, kind of between Chicago and Detroit is where we're located. And then it just always seems to freeze up a little bit when we're on these presentations. So here's just a few photos of our campus. Definitely check out more online. For those of you that haven't visited, there's a lot of great pictures on social media, great YouTube videos, but here's just a few shots. You see our football stadium up in the corner. You see our Wharton Center down in the other corner. Brody is the dining hall and residential hall that's right in the middle there. So a few great photos of our very large 5,300 acre campus. So that's kind of where we're at in terms of who we are as Michigan State. We are a Big Ten university, of course. We are one of the largest universities in the country. We've got about 50,000 total students and about 39,000 undergraduate students who are joining us straight out of high school or maybe transferring from another institution and working on that bachelor's degree. We're anticipating a very, very large class for this fall of over 9,000 new freshmen. So we are a very big school, and with that certainly comes a lot of great opportunities at Michigan State. In terms of where those students are coming from, like a lot of schools, we draw a lot of students from Illinois. We have about 30% or so of our students are from out of state, and Illinois is definitely our biggest state we're drawing from in the country besides Michigan. But we have students from all 50 states and actually about 140 different countries. So it's a very big, very diverse school at Michigan State. But even with that size, we actually have a 16-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and about 76% of your classes are going to have 50 students or fewer. So even though it is a very big place, we have a lot of ways to make a big school like Michigan State feel smaller. And one of those is just that we have a lot of faculty and staff to work with you. So it's still a more direct hands-on experience, even at a big school like Michigan State. And some of our academic colleges are even intentionally a little bit smaller for students that do want that different feel, even at a big school. So in terms of kind of what you can do at Michigan State, that's a really broad thing to answer in a couple minutes. But right off the bat, we know that some of you are checking out this presentation because of the majors. Maybe you checked out a list of majors for Michigan State or some of the other schools on here today and saw majors that piqued your interest. Being such a large institution, we have 17 different degree granting academic colleges. That includes 3 medical schools, our College of Human Medicine, our College of Osteopathic Medicine, and we have the only College of Veterinary Medicine in the state of Michigan. We also have a law school as well, and other great schools that we're known for, like our College of Engineering, our Eli Broad College of Business, our College of Education, lots of really great programs. And across those 17 different colleges, we have about 200 different majors that you can choose from at Michigan State. And like I said, for those of you that maybe want a smaller experience, we have a few residential colleges. It's kind of like a living learning community where you're living with other students that have a similar academic interest. But we have 3 of those that aren't just a living learning community, but they're an actual degree granting college as well. So those are a really great option for some students that are interested in that more personalized experience at a large research institution. So kind of the best of both worlds with that. Beyond that, we're certainly known for some of the other things you're going to hear from some of the other schools today in terms of clubs, activities, sports. I always like to brag on study abroad programs. We have 275 different programs across about 60 different countries. And we go to all 7 continents. And all of our out-of-state students actually get a scholarship towards a study abroad experience. So that's a really big priority for us, ranked in the top 10 nationally in terms of student engagement for study abroad programs. We also have a really outstanding honors college at Michigan State University, lots of great research opportunities, entrepreneurship support, and obviously those clubs and organizations that you're going to find at a big school. We have about 900 different clubs and organizations. And certainly, much like Mizzou mentioned too, if there's something that you're not finding, which would be kind of surprising, you can start your own club. You've got to find some other folks that kind of share that interest and somebody to work with you from the faculty or staff side, but you can certainly start your own club as well. And there's certainly fraternities and sororities, intramural sports, club sports, all sorts of things that you can get involved in at Michigan State University. So to just talk briefly now about the how do you get to be a Michigan State student? So our application is going to open up around August 1st, which is right around the corner. We are on the Common App app and the coalition application, as well as we have our own app on our website too. We have no preference between those. They're all going to really wind up the same in terms of how you're reviewed and when you're reviewed. We have no preference, but we do encourage students, especially folks involved with Chicago Scholars, to apply early. November 1st is our priority deadline for maximum consideration for applying to the university and getting scholarships from Michigan State. You are automatically considered for all of our scholarships through the Office of Admissions, as well as our Honors College through your regular application, but we certainly encourage you to file the FAFSA as well. That's really important in terms of looking at need-based aid. For application, we are test optional. We're going to be test optional for the next 5 years, actually. So you can choose to share a test score or not. You're not at any disadvantage for any of our scholarships or programs if you don't send a test score. We do require one brief essay. We do not require any letters of recommendation. So the only other thing we need beyond that is your official high school transcript sent along to us. And then there is a $65 application fee unless you qualify for a fee waiver. This chart here shows at a glance some of the scholarships that you might be considered for. Again, you're considered for these same amounts, whether you send in a test score or not. This is just kind of handy to show it with the test score variable listed there as well. And then our Honors College has additional money, and we have some need-based money through the FAFSA too. So as I said, here's the contact info for Sylvia and I. Sylvia works with Cook County students, so most of you will have Sylvia as your admissions counselor. I work with kind of all the other counties besides Lake and Cook, and I'll certainly share our contact information and options for visiting in the chat. We certainly encourage you to come and visit us as well. Thank you very much, and go green.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have University of Minnesota, Twin Cities.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to get my screen shared here. Hopefully it works correctly for everybody. So thank you all for joining us this evening, as some of our other facilitators will say as well. So to be very quick, because I want to make sure that you see all of our incredible institutions that are with us tonight, I'm going to give us also a very brief presentation of our University of Minnesota Twin Cities. So we are the University of Minnesota campus that is located right in Minneapolis and St. Paul. I'm going to make this very picture heavy for you all because I'm trying to bring it to you as well as I can, because I recognize that maybe some of you haven't been able to visit campus quite yet. My name is Jacob Osterman. I am the Illinois Freshman Recruitment Counselor for the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. So all things coming out of Illinois goes through yours truly. So I'm more than happy to answer your questions, and I'll share my contact at the end. So University of Minnesota Twin Cities, we have this mantra of come curious. We are a school with an immense amount of academic capabilities, world-class research capacities, opportunities to study abroad, and real-life experiences right in Minneapolis and St. Paul, the skyline you see right here. We have an undergraduate body of about 30,000 undergraduate students from all 50 states. Illinois is our third largest state in our campus. It goes Minnesota, Wisconsin, then Illinois, and 88 different countries. And what we offer is a breadth and depth of academics. We also offer 150 majors and over 135 minors, like other large schools as well. And how we organize them is in 8 freshman admitting colleges. So you do need to apply directly into the college. So immediately it's getting smaller. You're not applying to the university overall. And to apply, you're actually choosing your top 2 colleges of interest. So a lot of you may have like a particular major in mind, and maybe that'll be your first choice college, but then also think about your backup plan. Because you're applying directly into these colleges, some are more competitive than others. And in some cases, you may not be admitted into your first choice college, but you're automatically considered for your second choice. So just have that backup plan in mind, just in case. As you saw, we are a large school, 30,000 undergraduate students. However, our student to faculty ratio across the entire university, regardless of major, is 17:1. So also not too bad. Actually, 80% of our classes are fewer than 50 students. 64% are fewer than 30 students. So if you get a class that's larger than 50, it's more likely going to be one of your first year classes, right? Your first year biology, first year chem, first year calculus. If you get a class that's larger than 50, you are guaranteed a discussion section or a lab section that will partner with your class, caps off at about 30 students, and be with a graduate student or professor who's in the same field to make sure you get your questions answered. Now, there's a lot happening on our campus because of our size. We have over 900 student groups, kind of like what Steve was just saying a second ago. As a large school, we also have hundreds of student groups, so more than 200 multicultural student groups, more than 50 intramural sports teams, more than 50 Greek chapters, maybe Radio K, this actually student radio station, that FM radio station that's happening right in our Twin Cities area. We're also Minnesota's land grant research facility. So yes, we have a relationship with our state as well, but also it means that roughly 90%, of all the research done in the entire state of Minnesota goes through our system of some capacity. So there's an extensive amount of research opportunities available for our students as well. We also have an expansive study abroad program, over 200 programs, over 60 countries, and we offer 20 Big Ten teams. So we are also competing with Michigan State. We actually host Ohio State this year for our first game for our football team. We'll see how that goes. But we definitely have some serious rivalries too with our border states. We've had our rivalry for our football team with Iowa since 1891 and with Wisconsin since 1890. So there's definitely some serious tradition with our border battles. And you'll see that kind of light up as we are definitely the maroon and gold state when it comes to our sports fandom. But the thing about Minnesota that I really want to drive home is that while there are definitely some other large schools with similar capacities, I think the thing that really separates us is that we have a major metropolitan city literally in our backyard. What do I mean by that? So this train here, this is the light rail. This is the train that goes right in front of our student union. It's part of the Metro Transit. You hop it, 4 stops, 20 minutes, and you're in downtown Minneapolis, skyline you see right here. You ride it 40 minutes the other direction towards St. Paul, it drops you right off in front of our state capitol building and right in downtown St. Paul. And then gives you some immediate access to some things that the cities can offer. For example, Minneapolis, St. Paul, there actually have 16 Fortune 500 companies located right in the Twin Cities, which is #1 in the country for Fortune 500s per capita. We have the largest career fair in the state with over 250 employers each year looking to bring in our students. So just expansive real life experiences happening right in your backyard that you don't even need a car for. And what do you do for fun, right? College is more than just sitting in a classroom. What happens on a Wednesday night when you have some hours to kill, or a Saturday after the Gopher game? Well, maybe you want to be a sports fan. 7 professional sports teams right off this train. Maybe a show, legendary Guthrie Theater or the Orpheum Theater. Maybe a concert, First Ave or the Armory for more intimate feel. Or we have over 70 different languages and dialects in the Twin Cities. We have our own cultural scene. We have our own restaurant scene. I mean, heck, I've been living in the Twin Cities for years and I still find a new restaurant every weekend. And one thing for my Chicago kids, I also want you all to know, just in case this is important for you, Portillo's is in Minnesota. Just want to make that plug. Now, how do you join the University of Minnesota? So we accept an application, either the Golden Gopher, which is our in-house application, or the common application. We're totally comfortable with either. Actually, about more than half of our students last year applied via Common App, so we're cool with that. Once you apply, automatic consideration for admission, our honors program, and merit-based scholarships across the university, nothing additional for those. What a complete application includes is filling out your application form, like all of your information like you're supposed to, self-reporting your academic record. We expect you to put in all of your grades and coursework from 9th grade onwards. We will not accept initial transcripts. You must self-report. Self-report, please. And then we also have a $55 application fee as well. That can be waived under certain circumstances. Just reach out to us if you're curious about that. And then for fall 2022, we are also no test required, meaning we do not require an SAT or an ACT for our application. We do holistic review, and we have 3 deadlines: early action 2, and regular decision. For us, it is equal consideration amongst all of these deadlines for admission, honors, and scholarships. The only difference is that if you apply sooner, you might hear back sooner. I will say, if you're interested in nursing on our campus, you are required November 1st. That is a unique thing for them. Nursing requires November 1. Everyone else, just get to us by January 1st. This is my contact information. I'll definitely put that in the chat, and I am going to stop my sharing now to make sure you hear about the next awesome schools.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we have Rollins College. It's Tisa. We're gonna give her a few, oh, there she goes.
Sorry about that. Let me share my screen. Welcome, everyone. My name is Tisa Mays, and I am the admission counselor at Rollins College. And let's get started. So Rollins College is a small liberal arts institution founded in 1885. It is the oldest college in the state of Florida. You might ask, what does liberal arts exactly mean? Well, it means to have a well-rounded education. You're able to tap into some other subject matters that if you're interested in business or communications, you're able to do that at a small institution like Rollins. And we believe in the benefits of an interdisciplinary education. We are the #1 regional university in the South, per US News World Reports. We are located in the beautiful city of Winter Park. We kind of tell our students we have the best of both worlds, because Winter Park is a small college, a small city, excuse me, right outside of Orlando. So we're 10 minutes away from downtown Orlando. So students are able to enjoy a small, quaint college feel, but yet we're so close to the big city of Orlando. So here's just a quick snapshot of our demographics. We just have over 2,000 undergrad students at our campus. 50% are from the state of Florida. 40% are from out of state, mostly in the Northeast. We believe that has to do with our beautiful weather, of course. And then the remaining 10% are international students. And we believe that is a great opportunity for our students to connect with other students from around the world without having to leave our campus community. So the Rollins Gateway. The Rollins Gateway is our signature approach to the liberal arts education. We have 3 categories, 3 arches that these areas fall under: the future-proof education, liberal arts in action, and then the Rollins results. So, the screen keeps. We have 60+ different academic programs, majors and minors at Rollins. And so the popular programs that we have, 3 of the popular programs is business, hard sciences, and psychology. Our average class size is about 17 students. We cap it at 24. So if you're used to or you're interested in a large institution, that's not going to happen here. You have 24 students in your classroom max. And so that allows for that intimate one-on-one engagement with your professors and with your classmates. We are #1 for strong commitment to undergrad teaching per US News World Reports. And we do have about 100+ different student organizations on campus. We do encourage our students to get involved. And so we do have these programs. Our mission is to graduate global citizens and responsible leaders. And so we encourage our students to get out there and get involved. Just 12 months after graduation, 97% of our students are engaged in the workforce, graduate school, or some type of voluntary services. And on the screen, you can see some amazing organizations and institutions that our students are involved in. And so students are able to, we have a group on campus where resources on campus from our campus career life and planning office that assist our students in getting their resumes together, assist with internships, all types of resources, mock interviews, whatever they would need in order to be ready and prepared to have life post graduation. And just to remind you, you have 2 years to declare your major at Rollins. So if you're still you're in your 2nd year and trying to figure that out, you have 2 years to declare what it is that you want to major in. And if you're still kind of struggling, you can go to this office, the Career and Life Planning Office, to do some career assessments and see where are some strengths and some areas that you might want to that your strengths are in and you might consider as a major. We could talk a little bit about our admission profile. It is a holistic review. We do read your essays because it's a way to get to know who you are as an applicant. We do look at what you're doing inside and outside of the classroom. We do read your recommendation letters, and we ask that you submit at least one from your guidance counselor required, but we do encourage you to submit a letter from someone in the community that can speak on your character as a student. Our average core unweighted GPA is a 3.4, and we only look at the 5 core courses on your transcript. Their standardized testing, of course, is 1220 to 1360 SAT, 25 to 30 ACT, and then we have the test score waive option. We've had the test score waive option for the last 12 years or so, so this is nothing new to us. So if you're not a strong test taker, that is perfectly fine. You're just able to opt out and just be a test score waive option applicant. We do not have any application fees. We did away with that on last year. So you're just free to apply through the Common App, the Coalition app, or the Rollins app, which is found on our website. As far as deadlines, we do have the early decision deadline. We have early decision round 1, which is November 15th. It is a binding contract. So if you come to Rollins and do a campus visit and you love it, and you say, this is where I want to be, I don't care about anything else, this is where I want to be, great. So consider applying early decision, and the notification date is December 15th. You will know if indeed you are accepted into Rollins. If you need a little bit more time to decide, we have early decision round 2. Again, that is a binding contract as well. So if you are admitted to Rollins, you will have to withdraw your application from any other institution that you might be considering. That deadline is January 5th, and the notification deadline is February 1st. There are some great benefits to applying early decision. Of course, you get to know pretty early on if you have been admitted to Rollins, priority scholarship consideration, and financial aid award as well. Regular decision, that deadline is November 15th. For priority scholarship, the notification deadline is no later than April 1st. And then the regular decision is February 1st. And again, that notification deadline is no later than April 1st. And this is the last slide. We have been voted as the #7 best value school. It's actually 95% of our students do receive some form of aid. We do give out partial scholarships between $10K and $30,000. So you do not have to apply for these scholarships, just submit your application. And if you're accepted and are awarded some merit scholarships, you're welcome. That'll be in your acceptance letter. I will put my information inside of the chat, and thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Washington University and St. Louis.
All right, I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, so my name is Riata High School. I am an admissions officer at Washington University in St. Louis. I am the admissions officer for the city of Chicago, and I am an alum of WashU as well. So let's start off with talking about the city that we call home. As you may have guessed, we are located in St. Louis. And St. Louis is a medium-sized city that kind of gives you the best of both worlds as far as being the feeling of being in a big city as well as a small town. So we have some beautiful parks and museums. We have some very passionate sports fans, and as well as an awesome food scene. At the same time, we have like a collection of individual neighborhoods that each have their own personality and kind and Midwestern heart. And in being in one of the country's fastest growing cities for startup companies, you'll understand our unique home. So we love to get students to go off campus and engage with the city around them and really get to feel like this is their home as well. So we provide students with free Metro passes, and these give them access to our light rail system, which we call the MetroLink, as well as public buses. There are 2 MetroLink stops on the Danforth campus, as well as a bus stop, which can connect students to the St. Louis Airport, the medical campus, as well as downtown. So on campus, our community is very diverse and inclusive and collaborative and creative. We have 5 academic divisions: arts and sciences, engineering, business, art, and architecture. Our campus represents all 50 states, US territories, and over 50 countries. And this geographic diversity kind of brings with it all forms of diversity, whether it be racial, ethnic, socioeconomic, religious, or political. And because we have so many unique students with their own interests and lived experiences, we like to make sure that they are treated as the individuals that they are. And this way of thinking kind of leads to our unofficial motto, which is to know our students by name and story. And our community is a community that values open and respectful and honest discussions. And our faculty and staff really challenge our students to be engaged in dialogue and to feel comfortable in the uncomfortable, which can often lead to students really discovering more about themselves and their community in the process. So as I mentioned, WashU is a place of discovery. Students will typically choose one of our 5 academic divisions as a kind of home base, but the breadth of our university is available to all students regardless of their background or initial academic interests. So from classes to research to study abroad to extracurricular activities, students are able to combine all of their passions into a unique path that best fits who they are. So most of our courses are small discussion-based classes with an average class size of 26 students. We really want students to be an active participant in the learning process every day, and to support and challenge each other to think in new ways. So interdisciplinary study is the hallmark of WashU's academic community, and students are able to have majors and minors in multiple divisions. Around 80% of our students graduate with more than one major, which is a testament kind of to both our multifaceted students and our flexible curriculum. So, and there isn't a university-wide core curriculum. So you have a lot of options. Luckily, you don't have to navigate that all on your own. We provide students with a comprehensive network of advisors to help them with an array of opportunities. Our advisors do more than just check the boxes. You have a four-year advisor, a major advisor, minor, pre-professional track, as well as residential and student advisors. They all are there as resources to help you find your best path for your goals and dreams. Additionally, we have 11 faculty fellows who live side by side with students in the residential colleges, and they kind of further that community connection. They'll do things like, cook a midnight breakfast for the students in the residential college, just furthering that community. So we are always encouraging our students to continue learning outside of the four walls of the classroom. Every one of our academic majors offers students the ability to study abroad, and over 40% of our students choose to do so. As a Tier 1 research institution, we do see our students take advantage of the resources around them to really pursue those intellectual passions. And students can own their own businesses through our student entrepreneurial program, or they're able to get involved in St. Louis through our Gephardt Institute for Civic and Community Engagement. Our students also have the opportunity to engage with any of our over 400 clubs and organizations. Our student union has a $3.5 million budget to fund student groups and activities, so you can get funding to travel to competitions or conferences, or to bring a speaker to campus for a lecture, or to just have food at your group meeting. So with activities ranging from our top-ranked D3 varsity athletics to 13 a cappella groups, to major cultural groups, to fraternity and sorority life, to more niche groups like our butter churning society, our students love to be involved. And they come together for traditions like our semi-annual concert series called Wild, or our 13 Carnival, which is the oldest and largest student-run carnival in the country. And whatever students do, they really give it their all, and there is never a weekend where there isn't an event to attend or something to do. So here you can see some information about our entering class of 2020. At the bottom, you see the middle 50% for our SAT and ACT scores, meaning that 25% of students score above and 25% of students score below those scores. And this is just a range. We know that people like to see numbers, so here they are. But our application process and our application review process is a holistic one, so we really like to get to know each student and their story through their application. So here are those important dates for the application cycle, and we are also test optional this application cycle again. We have 3 decision rounds, as you can see here: early decision 1, early decision 2, which are both binding, and then we have regular decision. You can see those dates of when you will receive your admission decision and when we would expect a response. All right, and if you want to learn more about WashU, feel free to contact us. Our contact information is here. And you can find all of this and more on our admissions website, admissions.woostill.edu.
Thank you. If I could have everyone back on screen, we're just going to go in the exact same order, starting with the University of Missouri. If you could answer the question, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say breathe and ask questions. a lot of times we just get overwhelmed and it's easy to think I have to do this, and you're applying to a bunch of schools, but and sometimes you might lose track of things during that process. So don't hesitate to stop, ask questions to both people like us, but also to yourself, because this is your search process. So figure out what works best for you.
I would say to just keep your options open. I think it's really easy to gravitate towards schools that you've heard a lot about, that you like their sports teams, that your mom and dad went to, that your best friend went to. Like, it's really easy to gravitate towards those schools, but keep your options open. There might be a school like Michigan State that you fall in love with and it's a great fit, but there might be a school that's really small that might be a good fit, or a school that's close to home or far from home. Just, this is a great time to be exploring. You can't be doing that in, say, like April of next year, but now is a great time to explore and like check out those schools that you already know you think would be great. But maybe when you go to a college fair, an event like this, check out some schools that you haven't heard as much about too.
I'm going to piggyback off of Steve a little bit. As you're kind of exploring your options, I think if it's possible, please visit the campus. I think one of the top 4 reasons that someone should choose a school is how it literally feels to you. Like, how does it feel as you're navigating the sidewalks, stepping into the buildings? We all expect that you're going to be living on our campus for like 4 years. How could I possibly describe to you in a presentation how it feels to you? And that's just, you know, it's something that you got to experience for yourself. And I think that's a huge aspect of this choice. So I think if you can visit a campus, please, please do.
I'm going to pick it back up all of y'all. I agree with everything. I believe in asking questions. There's never a dumb question. So ask questions, call, email your admission counselor, visit campus. I agree. It's the feel of the school and what you like. Go on if you feel like you need a small class, you know what you need. If you're someone that needs that one-on-one attention, guess what? You probably need a small school. But if you're someone that you can thrive in a large campus environment, guess what? If that fit works for you, then let that work for you. Make the best decision that works for you, not your parents, not your friends, but for you. And don't be afraid to stand on that. Make that decision that works for you.
Yes, and like everyone else said, I agree with all of that. I think I would just add to just remember that this process is just as much about you as it is about the school. And so a lot of times I feel like students get caught up in trying to prove why they should be admitted to this school, but know that you should be looking for reasons that this school works for you as well.
All right, awesome advice. My one last plug is please contact these folks if you have any questions or any interest, because they are experts. They do want to make sure that it is a right fit for you. So reach out to these folks, snag that contact information from the chat if you can, if you are watching this recording from their presentations. Thank you again to our panelists, to our experts. Thank you to everyone who attended live, who's watching this recording. If you are attending live, when you leave, there is a 4-question survey. Appreciate if you would take it. You can sign up for more sessions at strivescan.com. And again, a recording of this will be on our website and sent out to all of you who signed up for this. So thank you again. Best of luck in your journey. Stay safe, stay well, and have a good night.